over time evolved, but their genetic makeup didn't, just the way they look. So he was like, you got to remember, we work with a relatively small gene pool, so, you know, don't beat yourself up. And that's the first time me and Christian spoke. And I'm so glad he reached out to me, because now we speak from time to time, and massive respect for him. He's got such an amazing dynamic collection.
Yeah, man. Christian, him and I have been boys for like 3 years, and he's always been fucking, you know, super cool to me. Man, that's I was like, dude, fucking UK people are where it's at. You know, they're really nice people and shit.
He's really a good guy.
But what I was gonna say next is what we were talking about earlier. You know, because Reggie just said, like, man, this podcast is going smoothly, or like it's flowing naturally. And I'm like, come on, Reggie, is this your first podcast? All my podcasts go like this, bro. No, I'm saying this is going really well. But I do have to say, Paul, you know, you seem like you're yourself, right? You're being yourself and shit. Now, I remember we were talking before how, like, you can't really do that on your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And let's talk about a little bit more about that, you know, because is that frustrating? Is it hard for you to fucking be somebody you're really not on your channel?
It's not that I'm not that person, but I'm very PC, politically correct. I don't swear. I try and get in a really hyped mood, because I was watching a video, 5 things you should do before you press record on camera, and someone says raise your energy level. So I try and kind of get a little bit excited, because I don't want people to think I'm boring. But, you know, when people get to know me, they're like, oh my God, Paul, you're brutal. You know, I swear a lot. I just, you know, I'm like Miguel talks about him and his friends do practical jokes. Well, I'm that sort of guy, you know, like, but yeah. So on YouTube, I just try and be just in case a bloody 10-year-old's watching me. I don't want him to think, you know, I don't want to be swearing and be something I'm not. But the thing I say to everyone is I'm very, very honest. So if you ask me a question, be prepared for the answer, because it'll be truthful and honest. It's like a guy just the day before yesterday messaged me, and he named a guy I've never heard of. He said, this guy told him we're not far apart. He lives not far away from me.
Yeah.
Come and do some work experience. I'm like, dude, I can't have you here. I don't know who you are. I said, I'm not being awful, but you could steal. You could have an alternative motive. You could bring a disease into my collection. You could bring mites. I said, I'm not being funny, but I can't have you here. I don't know you. And to give him credit, he was like, yeah, do you know what? I didn't really think of that. So he was totally cool about it. But, you know, I have a lot to lose. I have so many people that say, oh, hi, I'm only an hour drive away from you. Can I come round on Saturday? I'm like, no, I don't know you.
I'm so keen on who comes over, bro, and stuff like that. Because, you know, there are people locally, or like even in LA, a few hours of drive, and like, hey, I really want to come check out your place. And when it's a DM, I don't even say no. I just like it, and you know, fortunately, it's never going to happen. I you know what I mean? Like, I have to really know you. We have to have some sort of relationship. You got to know people, that I know, who they know, and all sorts of shit, because it's my lifetime's work here, bro. Like, you kidding me? And people are fucking scammy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's hard, bro. And I come from a scammy environment. Like, I'm talking about like my past before getting into snakes and stuff like that. So it's just hard for me to trust people in general. And that, bro, I can't even get somebody to look after my collection. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? I'm like, so fucking just, nope, it's not going to happen.
It's not that I don't trust them. It's just that I haven't built a trust up, you know, and I have nothing to gain, and everything to lose. That's the way I look at it. And don't get me wrong, I've got customers that spend, you know, large money on snakes and number of snakes. And they're like, can I visit? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can. Because if you've invested, you know, 10 grand, I think you're not going to rob me and stuff. But it's still like, I'd rather nobody came, just because, like, you've talked on your podcasts about mite control. I run Hot Shots, the insect repellent. In fact, I can show you. I've ran, if you look at any one of my YouTube videos, there's the fan there, and there's Hot Shots in it. I've ran now
Wait, what's in it? What's in it?
You know, Hot Shot, the insect
Yeah.
repellent.
So pest. Oh wow! I'm telling you, bro, those are the truth. Oh my god, bro!
I've been using them for about 8 years. It used to be.
That's how you get rid of mites. That's how mites never come into your collection. I mean,
yeah, it used to be a trade secret because you've got to appreciate that when a customer comes in and puts, it won't be the same in your area, but Callington mite spray for 25 quid on your counter, you don't want to say, hey, go on eBay, buy this for 15 quid, save yourself some money. But after a certain amount of time, I realised, because there's certain things in business you've got to bite your lip on, with obviously shops with massive overheads like mine. But after a certain amount of time, I thought, actually, I can do people a really good service and just tell them the truth. And maybe they'll spend their money on more positive things for their snakes, like enrichment or better racking or whatever. So I released it years ago, and they are absolutely fantastic. And can I really quickly touch base on something? Yeah. I don't know if you know, MJ, but I own Reptile UK, so I'm the Reptile distributor of the whole of the United Kingdom and EU. That is hard. And yeah, it's something I'm very proud of, and I love Reptile. It is absolutely impossible to get mites from Reptile, and I'm going to be totally honest. A guy messaged me this morning. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, but when I woke up, I opened it, and it was a message saying, "Hi, I bought 2 blocks of Reptile off you. I got mites from it. Can I have a refund for 1 because I haven't opened it?" And then I wrote him this really very polite message, and I'm not trying to belittle the guy or put him down. And I just told him, it's absolutely impossible. It can't possibly happen, simply because the amount of time it takes to make, the amount of time it takes to package, the 35 days it takes to sail over here, then it takes a week to get it from the docks to the holding facility because they x-ray it every single time because I think I'm importing loads of weed or cocaine. And then it goes into a storeroom, UPS warehouse that this time of year is below freezing because there's no heating in there. It's a massive, massive warehouse. Right. You can't possibly, it's impossible to get Reptile. It's not stored in a place with mites. But I didn't tell him this, but mites are actually easy to get rid of. Just run Hot Shot or insect repellent in your facility. And it says on the packaging, you'll drop down dead and stuff like that. But I haven't, and I've been using it for 8 years. I might have these horns and these growths on my back, but I'm otherwise good. Yeah, man. I'm telling you right now, bro. I always had an issue with mites coming back months later. Like, first year and a half was a fucking pain in the ass. I just didn't understand it. And then I talked to one of my homie Kenny, and he was like, "Bro, this is what you need to do. No pest strips." He advised that I just pop open the plastic thing. And I cut, because you don't need a lot of it, which is crazy. No, ton. You don't need a shit ton at all. And I feel like that fan thing is so genius. Like, wow, what a great idea. If you look at any single YouTube video I've done in this facility, because in the old facility I hide it, you click on any video and you can see that fan, because I stand over there. You can see the fan, you can see the little white bit. I run one in my rodent room to keep spiders and flies out. That's genius. I clean my rodents religiously. I'm very proud of my beautiful racks and my freedom breeder racks and stuff. As you should be. Yeah, I clean them every 7 days. I get loads of food. I put pictures up and stuff, but I still run Hot Shot in there simply to just to keep flies and spiders out the room. So I'm very open and honest about it. Like if someone said, "Oh, I have a respiratory infection," I'd think, "Oh shit, I don't know how to deal with one. I've never had one." But mites are easy to deal with. And I tell you what, MJ, a reptile vivarium runs on sliding glass. Yes. In my shop, we cut long, thin strands of Hot Shot, and we put it in the runners for the sliding glass, because not only does it act as a buffer, so if you slide it open fast, it acts as a bumper, but then it keeps mites off the snakes in the vivarium. I'm doing that. I'm all looking around. I'm like, holy shit, I could do that anywhere. Yeah. You just get a craft knife, an X-Acto knife, I think they're called in America. Right. Cut with a ruler, cut nice strips, watch your fingers, and put them in. They're brilliant buffers because they're like soft plastic, and it keeps mites out of the enclosures. And that's why my shop is mite free. And any shop owner will know mites are a real issue, because people with mites come in to buy mite my killing products, like
clothes. It's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so we're always, I'm trading in a lot of reptiles. You're always under the hammer in getting mates. But yeah, and when we get them in our snakes, we cut little strips and just chuck them straight in. We used to put them in jelly pots, stick the jelly pots on the side, drill holes, but we just chuck them in now, honestly, because we don't feed live, so we make sure